Hello. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to talk about the game today. And I don't know if you're excited, but the Canucks did pull off a victory. And like I said before, we don't, you know, boo losses. You celebrate goals, you celebrate wins. But I'm at the point where it doesn't really matter. Like, if we lose, I'm not as upset anymore. If the Canucks lose, I'm not really that upset, guys, to be honest, because a lot of change needs to happen for us in order for us to make it further. And I'm happy the Canucks pulled it off, but these Canucks, they're so difficult to read. Like, they won another game when they've been outshot, and they finally won one at home. And it took Kampf being the number one center and Ratu being the number two center for the Canucks to pull off a victory. Okay. Do I think the Canucks are going to make the playoffs? No. No chance. Not with this roster. But they pulled it off, finding out that Elias Pettersson was not able to play tonight's game because of an upper body injury, and they had Lekramaki spotting in on that spot. And then during the game, they changed it up. So I think Camp was like their number one center, and Ratu was right there. But man, there were a couple of beasts in this game. I'm going to be honest. I didn't exactly watch the full game, but I listened to most of the third, and boy, did we see a lot of trends and a lot of things here. If we get right into it here, right? Minnesota, 30 shots on goal. The Canucks, 20 shots. Against the hottest goalie coming into this game. And we don't even have a true number one center in this game. And we pull off a victory. Normally, giving up a goal on the power play is going to kill us. And we already know our power play isn't really clicking lately. And they win the game. What can I say? Penalty minutes are tied. The Canucks out-hit Minnesota. Block shots are kind of close. Minnesota gave up the puck 16 times, and the takeaways were even. So, yeah, like, this is one of those games where, I mean, you can argue if they deserve to win or not. That's definitely one thing, but they pulled it off. Okay, let's look at some comments here. How far do we need to change a team? We won't make the playoffs, but can decide who to keep. I would keep Besser, DeBrusk, Hronek, Lekramaki, Willander, DPD, and Mancini needs to be kept. Okay. Thank you, Jason. Couple of things here in your comment. I just wanted to mention that I think we have to get rid of our expiring contracts. That's first and foremost. If you want to get rid of a guy like Garland, you better get a great return back, because Garland's one of those heart and soul guys. Right now, it really seems like Sherwood is going to be gone. It's just a matter of what the price is. Vander Kane is going to be gone. It's just a matter of what the price is. You don't know what you're going to get for Bluger. You don't know what you're going to get for Kemp. Right? These guys haven't played, and you don't know what you're going to get in Forbert. Right? Like, there's all these injured guys, right? But these are all the guys that I would keep that you have put here. The only two guys on your list that I would consider to trade if there's a really amazing package would be Lekramaki and Mancini. But it has to be something amazing coming back. Okay? Has to be something amazing. Word is there are some challenges trading Sherwood. Do we move Garland before his no movement clause kicks in? Yeah, that's like I said. Garland, I would move only if the deal is absolutely amazing, because he's more valuable to our team right now than trading him, right? But right now, like, if you want the best of both worlds, you gotta trade for futures. You gotta trade for prospects that can marinate in the farm or in juniors right now, and you trade for prospects you trade for draft picks, mostly first, second, and third round picks. Just have enough ammo to do damage in the draft, right? And I would go that way. That would be the way to go. Hito is probably our worst contract. Should we move Hoglander once he recovers? Well, Hoglander did have a pretty serious ankle injury, so it's going to take him a while to get up to speed. I don't know too many teams that would be willing to go after him at his $3 million contract right now. And he's been injured, and everyone's getting closer to mid-season form, so that's going to be tough. Losing Bluger and Forbert means we lose a lot of our penalty killers. 100%. If you lose Bluger and Forbert, our penalty kill is going to be even worse. I mean, we don't even have them in the lineup right now, so we don't even know. And yeah, at this moment right now, I am saying that Hughes is as good as gone. I don't want to be the negative one here, but that is what it looks like right now. Okay, let me share something again. Let me see if I can share this. Let's get to this a little bit here. Brock Boeser, -1, 2 shots on goal. Okay, let's just look at some other stats. Okay, 24 shifts. Connor Garland, 3 shots on goal, a -1. Baines, just 7.5 minutes. Drew O'Connor, 4 hits, 10 minutes of play. Lekromaki only played 6.5 minutes, guys. 6.5 minutes. So I don't know if that has to do with trust. I do not know if that's to ease Lekromaki back in. But if we're down so many talented forwards or players that can score in the top 6, and you play Lekromaki 6.5 minutes, honestly, he's better off playing in the AHL and dominating, because just getting him up for like 5 games and giving him these minutes and then setting him back down, that's just, that's not how I would do things. And Kiefer Sherwood, the guy that we want to trade, is a +3 tonight. That's the highest on the team with Ratu right now. 17-41, 20 shifts, 5 hits, 2 giveaways, and 2 shots. I think the thought of him knowing that he's on the trade market and knowing that he can be traded at any time, I think it's messing with his game. I think that's why his goals aren't coming, right? But he's still hitting and he's still looking good out there. So hopefully his value hasn't really gone down. Ratu, this guy is the absolute beast. Everybody's saying, hey, Ratu's dominating in his limited minutes. This guy, you got to give him some minutes, and you give him 14 minutes, and he rewards you with 2 goals and an assist. I believe it's his first 3-point game. What a story this is. This is the big return. Him and Hronek are the only things that are showing from the Bo Horvat trade. So Ratu has to absolutely step up, and this is the season that he wasn't able to, go through waivers without risk. So he had to make the team, and he has, and the Canucks seem to be playing him slowly, easing him in to the lineup, even giving him a night off, and looks like it's paying off. So Ratu needs to keep doing this. I like what I see. If this guy adds a little bit more foot speed, we can see a more dangerous player, but you're not going to get a flashy player, but you're going to get someone that can quietly put up points, and that's Ratu for me. Max Sasson, Max Sasson, 12 minutes, almost 12 and a half, 18 shifts, 2 shots, 1 block, 2 hits. That's not bad. You don't expect him to score every game. Camp +1, almost 18 minutes, playing pretty much first line center minutes. Not bad. 2 blocks, 2 hits. But that's not what you expect of a player of Camp's caliber. You don't expect that. You expect them to be solid on the penalty kill. You expect them to do things, right? Like, I don't even think he has a point as a Canuck right now. Just think about that. Jake DeBrusk looked like he played okay. He's got an assist and 2 hits. We're going to need him to score. I know it's not his month, but he needs to score. Evander Kane, 1 assist, 1 shot, 1 hit. 15.5 minutes. The coach keeps playing him. He is what he is at the moment. We're just trying to inflate his value as much as we can before we move him. And Carlson continues to impress. I really like this guy. I think he's a late bloomer, and if he adds a little bit more speed, he can be more deadly. But this is the guy if you followed the trade tree, this is the guy that is the only thing showing from the Alex Burrows trade. Okay. So I think he got traded for, I think we traded to get Jonathan Dahlin, and then we traded Dahlin for Carlson. So that's the trade tree, I believe. And yeah, look at that. He's looking good on the top line. Getting some minutes here. That's good. I would love to see Carlson get more chances. Like, this guy has been shooting nice, doing dekes. This guy's doing a lot. You can see his skill, right? You can see why he was dominating in the AHL, and he's kind of showing that right now. Like, I'm really impressed with him and Sasan. Like, Baines, I'm still not there with him, but I'm there with the other two guys, right? And Ratu's starting to grow on me here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Let's keep going here. Most people are suggesting Hughes to New Jersey for Nemec, Mercer, and 2 firsts. New Jersey's first would be a late first round. I like your post about proposed trades. Philadelphia had some nice options like Martoni. You know what, Jason? Like, I appreciate what you're saying. I think Quinn Hughes is worth more than this. But if things are true and everything said to be true, then New Jersey is going to New Jersey is going to be the absolute winner from this. Because even if Quinn Hughes goes to another team, that's even tough for me to say out loud. But if Quinn Hughes goes to another team and says, I don't want to re-sign with you, I'm just going to walk to New Jersey, then yes. Even though Quinn Hughes doesn't have a no trade, he ultimately decides after he gets traded. Doesn't decide where to get traded, right? If you understand. But if some team can convince Hughes and they have insider information, then Hughes can absolutely go for these packages that have been offered. Okay. I don't think Nick Schmaltz from Utah is signed. He might be a good UFA for July and play center. Not many good free agents coming up. I think Holloway and Broberg are RFAs. Yeah, I think a lot of these RFAs and free agent guys are going to be signed up earlier. Like, there's not going to be too many free agent guys now. There's a lot of money out there, so that's going to mess with things. When teams have money, teams aren't really that desperate anymore to trade for people and trade for things, right? So, like, the free agent market isn't going to be as big. You're going to start to see a lot of that, okay? Hey, Yukon, thank you. Tyler is live stream, okay? Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to stream a little bit, and then I'm probably going to hop onto Tyler's. That's okay. You guys can tell me how Tyler's stream is going. It's all good. Okay, you guys are more than welcome to hop between both. I would love to go on his show, and he can probably go on mine. Just wanting to talk a little bit about this. Let me see how he's doing here. I'm going to see if I can find it. Line change. Let's load him up. There we go. So line change got some people on there too. Awesome possum. Let's go back on here. Okay, so we talked about this here. Let's talk about the third thing. Guys, just keep putting your comments. I'm going to keep answering your questions. Let's go here. I want to show everybody the standings. Okay. This is literally the bottom of the league here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm also going to go live on TikTok, so just give me a second. Bear with me. 1 second here. Alrighty. Okay. So right now, the Canucks are 25th in the league. Or not 25th, sorry. 31st in the league. They won tonight, an improbable win, and that pulled us from 32nd to 31st. Okay? So this is how it looks. We're 4 games below 500. This is so bad. Like, just look at where we are right now. I mean, it depends on what you think, but I think this is pretty bad. Okay, look at this. The Canucks have a minus 19 differential. Okay, that's pretty bad. They have 85 goals scored and 104 against. Okay, that's pretty bad. I mean, for the bottom of the league, it's not too bad, like comparing ourselves to the bottom, but yeah, like 104 goals given up. That's pretty much the most, guys. That's pretty much the most in the league. That's terrible, guys. That's absolutely terrible. But if you're on Team Tank, this isn't too bad. For the Canucks to be 31st right now, this is not too bad. Honestly, I mean, I guess mentioned many times, I don't really celebrate losing. Right? I'm not as upset as I used to be when the Canucks lose. But no matter what, I'm putting on this jersey, celebrating wins, celebrating goals, celebrating our young players' success, right? That's what a diehard fan does. And this is what we're doing right now. Okay. If you have hope for the playoffs, that's good on you. I will not be the one to shatter your dreams. I'm just telling you that that is not likely. Okay. Those of you on TikTok, welcome. Put your comments down, and definitely I will get back to you as soon as I can. Those of you on YouTube, yeah, just showing you this. I kind of just talked about this, but take a look. Okay. Yeah. So that is absolutely crazy. Look at the standings. Yeah. So you guys tell me in the chat, are we Team Tank or are we like Team Mushy in the middle or Team Let's make the playoffs? You guys tell me. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Okay. Hey, Yukon, just give me a moment here. I want to go through as many comments as I can, and then I'll leave it up to you guys to do your chat. Okay. I'm doing this show solo today, so I'm going to try to figure things out. Okay. So perfect. Okay. It would be nice for us to get McKenna. I honestly don't know what is wrong with the team. They have some great players, and we need to stop trading our first. Perfect point, Jason. And I'm just going to say this right now. Here's my ideal situation. I would definitely trade. I definitely trade all our guys, all our picks, or a trade to get picks, rather. And what I would do is just let the coaches and let the players that are remaining try the best that they can. Let them do their thing. Let them try their best so there's no tanking. But you take away some of those roster players like Sherwood, you take away Kane, and you take away those other guys, and you gut the team, and you go for the worst pick that you can get, guys. You go for the, like, what I mean by worst pick, I mean, like, you sink to the bottom as bad as you can sink. And let's just say we get to sink to the last place. We're 32nd in the league. You know what that guarantees us, guys? If we get 32nd in the league, it guarantees us that even with Canuck luck, we can be guaranteed a top 3 pick. Guys, you know how good the top 3 picks are? Like, the top 3 picks are all potential star players. McKenna's definitely one, and then there's the other defenseman, and then there's the other forward. There's 3 guys right there. You guys put in the chat who your top 3 are, okay? But that is absolutely solid, okay? That is absolutely solid. So McKenna is my number 1 guy, and then I forgot the name of that other forward here. I can pull it up, but there's that forward. That would be my number 2, and then there's that big right-handed defenseman. That's my number 3. Okay. Let me type in prospects 2026 NHL draft. Pull this up real quick. See right here. 1 second, guys. I'm going to share this on the screen. All right. So Gavin McKenna is the projected number 1 right here. Projected number 1 pick. Anything could change. Okay. Projected number 1. Okay. Everyone knows why he's good. I don't need to say. I mean, he's not doing as great in the NCAA like he did in CHL before, or in in the juniors there, but he's still the consensus number one. But there are two players that can push for him. That's okay. The forward's name is Ivor Stenberg. I love this guy. This guy, if he puts on more muscle, this guy could totally be a difference maker. 6'4" forward that can score. Okay. Tracking for 49 points, which would mark the best output by a draft eligible player in league history. Okay. I love this. Okay. That's why McKenna's number one for me. Number two will be Stenberg, and then number three will be Verhoff. Right-handed defenseman, 6'4", and this guy can skate. Okay. His offense has quieted down, but he is a bit of an offensive defenseman. So unless a guy is like right-handed and absolutely destroying on the points, I think the order you should go with is your top two forwards, right? McKenna, Steinberg, and Verhoff. Like, those are my three. Okay, you guys can agree or disagree, but those are the three that I think are the best, and that's the order that I would go with. Okay, wow, guys, see a lot of comments here, even on TikTok. So let me go back here. Whoops, let me stop sharing the screen here. Okay, let's just go back to here. Okay. Canucks want to re-sign Quinn Hughes if possible. Quinn can't possibly be okay with abandoning the ship the captain goes down with. He accepted the captaincy and can't possibly be okay with leaving now. You know what, Roy? I get your point. I totally understand where you're coming from. No captain wants to abandon their ship, right? No one really does, right? And I think you have to have like Sedin-like loyalty to stay. I'm not calling Quinn Hughes, a bad person for wanting to leave, but there is something to be said about wanting to win, and for him being able to play with two brothers that happen to be on the same team, that happen to be that talented. That's gonna be the draw, right? And if we lose Quinn, we could be losing two captains in like 3-4 years. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? And because of how the team is built, like, you might even have to trade him. Might have no choice. You might. But on the other hand, what Jason is saying is, can we offer Quinn Hughes $18 million to $20 million AAV? I wonder if that's enough to convince him to stay. You know what? Money always talks, guys, and the Canucks have the most money that they can offer compared to anybody else. So, yes, I think money can make him stay, but I also think that if we finish at the bottom of the standings, right, and we get a lot of good draft picks and we draft, let's just say, McKenna, and we trade away a whole bunch of other guys, I totally believe that can convince Quinn Hughes to stay. Be like, hey, we got younger, and look at these guys coming up, right? In a deep draft like this, you might not have to wait 4 to 6 years. Maybe you wait 2 to 4, maybe 1 to 4. You wait 1 to 4, you could get these guys in the lineup quick without even rushing them. I'm saying between 1 to 4 years or 2 to 4 years, they could be ready. Right? If it's McKenna, he could be ready right away, right? If it's Steinberg, he could be ready right away, right? So you never know. Okay. Let's see here. Anybody else make a comment here? Nope. Canucks are buns. Oh, man. All right. Thanks, Ice Dog, for saying you know shit about hockey. Thanks. Okay. Let's go here. Duolingo on YouTube. Great win for the boys. You know what? Like, it was a great win. And you know what? For me, it's not so much about the wins. Like, I like the Canucks winning, but for me now, it's all about the young guys who give hope. Okay? The young guys that give hope. Like, today, I was so happy to see and hear that Willander was doing his thing. Okay? Tom Willander was an absolute beast. Like, you guys tell me how nice that bar down shot was. How nice that shot was. And he got another multi-point game. Like, this guy is coming into his own. Okay? You can say what you want about the Canucks, but if you look about the future, Tom Willander is the guy. Okay? Tom Willander is the future. He's looking great. Is Tom Willander going to be like Quinn Hughes dangling through everybody? No, he's not. But he's going to be that modern day defenseman that can skate fast, close the gap, frustrate the other team, and then transition up the ice and then take a couple nice shots here and there and rack up the points. I see this guy being a 40-plus point guy. Like, I think someone compared him to Charlie McAvoy, and I would love for him to reach that type of potential. Okay? And Ratu, like, we need him to hit. Like, him and Hronek are what's left from the Bo Horvat trade. Okay? So we need them both to keep showing why they are the future. Right? I wouldn't trade Ratu right now, and I wouldn't trade Willander. I would not even touch these guys. Okay? I think Tom Willander has one of the highest points per game for a defenseman, a rookie defenseman right now. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty good company. Okay? I honestly thought he would need more time to develop in the AHL, and I thought that Canucks might be rooting his development. But if they keep playing him these type of minutes, these low amount of minutes, and keep giving him more responsibility as he gets better, that is the way to go. I would, I like it, right? Yeah, I think if he does this well, I mean, maybe Mancini's expendable. But then again, Mancini could totally be the Tyler Myers replacement in the future. You guys feel free to tell me who you think was great in this game. For me, it's Tom Willander and it's Ratu. Oh, there's a third forgotten person, Talapilo. It should have been 4-5-1 after the first period. I'm telling you, it should have been. Like, he was standing on his head. Talapilo is an absolute beast. I don't know about you guys. It's only been a couple of games, but if he keeps this up, the Canucks will have no problem trading Lankinen. Right? Like, no problem. I don't know how injured Demko is going to be, but we have no problem making a trade for a goalie if Talapilo keeps playing like this. What a monster this guy has been. Again, I'm happy about the win. Okay? I mean, I'm happy about the prospects doing well in the win. That's first and foremost more important than the win. I like the win, but I like the prospects showing hope. Hope is what's keeping the fan base going and being a diehard fan. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I love. Let's keep going here. McDavid has not gotten the Oilers the cup, even with Draisaitl almost there. Do all teams need a superstar to have a chance? Good question, Roy. I think all teams need that superstar to steal them rounds, and then they need those third liners and even fourth liners to step up. Because I always think the top two lines cancel out each other. The top lines, you rely on them a little bit more, but it's really that depth scoring that helps you win, right? But if you have guys like McDavid and Draisaitl or McKinnon, like, those are guys that steal rounds. Okay, you need those guys that can steal rounds, and you got them. But you also need depth to get you there when they've been shut down. Because, like, in the playoffs, it's shut down hockey. It's trap, right? Everything's tighter. Okay? Most cup winners tend to have a first, second, or third overall. Jason, you're right. Most cup winners tend to have a first, second, or third overall. I'm going to give you guys a bit of a hot take, or maybe it's not a hot take, but let's be honest, guys. You can argue that Elias Pettersson, if he regains his form, and even the current Quinn Hughes, you can argue that they were the first, second, or third overall of their respective draft years. You can argue that. Okay? You can argue that these guys were the best of their draft. Okay? I mean, of course, you got some misses like Levy, like that one hurt. But like Quinn Hughes and Pettersson, hands down, you could say was the first, second, or third best overall player in their draft. So you can think about it like that. But technicality, yes. Drafting first, second, or third overall does tend to develop most of the cup-winning teams. Okay? Let's keep going here. Top three, Dana Merzen, Garth Brooks, Harold Snaps. Japan 4, what's going on? Love that you're here. Look at that. Look at that, top three. Amazing. I believe most teams win 3 cups max. Chicago, Pittsburgh went downhill after 3 cups. Jason, that's such an interesting point, right? I mean, those teams all won like that, but if you win 3 cups, that means your core is getting pretty old, right? And you can only extend that window for so long. Okay, like winning 3 cups in like 10 years. Let's just say like somebody was 22 years old, Jason, 22, and the core was like 22 to 25. That means these players are going to be 32 to 35, right? So players only got that short window. So that's why I can agree with you. That's why it's important to draft well and find these diamonds in the rough. That's why those college free agent signings and drafting late in the late rounds and hitting on them, that's what will keep teams competitive and extend the window. That's why Chicago was good for a while. They were able to extend their window, trade guys like Tampa, Pittsburgh. They were able to do it. But when they start getting old and you don't got the players to support, then you're going to go downhill for a bit, right? That's just the nature. Okay. We did well last season was bad, but the young players got a lot of experience before the Calder Cup run. Now, how many young guys are playing now due to Vancouver Canuck injuries? Yeah, like the Calder Cup run was amazing. I didn't even think they could pull it off, but they did. And yeah, they're playing awesome, right? And we have so many of those guys up here. Granted, though, I will be honest, if a lot of those Calder guys weren't like waiver eligible or whatever, like weren't able to just clear waivers easily, or doesn't require waivers, I should say, I don't think many of them would be up here. I truly believe that if Baines didn't need waivers, he would be down in the AHL right now. I think he was forced to be kept. Okay, Carlson is another one, but boy, am I glad they kept Carlson. I am so happy that they kept Carlson. Okay, because they kept Carlson, it's showing now. He didn't even play the first 2 games of the season, right? And you can look at it the other way too, right? If it wasn't for injuries, Max Hassan wouldn't be up here. But Max Hassan was an easy put in the minors because he didn't require the waivers, right? So you just easily put him down, right? Put him down there. But how can you take this guy out of the lineup right now? His speed is absolutely needed. Okay, let's keep going. Are they playing Willander Shelter minutes? I think so. They were, but because of these injuries, he might be playing a little bit more. But yeah, like he was playing like 11 minutes, 12 minutes, right? He might have popped up to around 14 or whatever, but like I think it's really needed. I think DPD playing that 1 game in Abbotsford might have helped him. He scored a goal today, so we'll see. Okay. Hey, Whit, what's Jordan doing behind you? Hey, Jordan. He ain't there. All I got is my flags. He ain't there. Speaking of goalies, many were critical of me, but I said earlier this year Canucks will regret trading Seelovs. Demko still gets hurt, yet we play him a lot less. Jason, I have to say this right now. Okay? Have to say this. At the time, I mean, hindsight's always 2020, but at the time when the Canucks traded Seelovs, I think my initial reaction was, it's great that we got him and that we didn't lose him for nothing. That was my initial reaction. But I thought about it over the next couple of days, right before Seelovs even played a game. And I said, the Canucks, like, really locking up on Lankinen and Demko. One injury-prone goalie, and you're extending Lankinen like that, right? And I'm like, you're putting $13 million into goaltending. At the very least, guys, Seelov showed during the Calder Cup run over a run of that many games that should have been able to tell everyone that he is good enough to back up the team. And you just needed to find a number one. Whether it was keeping Lankinen as a 1A and then Demko as a 1B. Or you trusted Demko to be healthy as the 1, right? And Seelovs as the number 2, right? I would have done it that way so that we would have more money to sign better forwards. That's what I would like to do. Okay, that's what I would have liked. But instead, Sila's lighting it up. I know he's cooled down a bit lately, but this is just crazy. Demko still keeps getting hurt, even though he's playing less. Like you guys tell me, do you think he can play 10 games without getting hurt the next time he comes back? You tell me. Okay, because this guy literally averages one injury every 6 to 8 starts. Like that's just insane to me. Okay, on TikTok, if Hughes were to leave, where you would like to see him go? I mean, just for the novelty of it, I would like to see him go to New Jersey to play with his brothers and do something together, do something well, play with the brothers, just live out that. That's where I would want him to go. But if you ask me about the return, honestly, you send him anywhere, giving us the best return, I would take that any day. Sorry, who averages injury 6 to 8 games? Sukal, I was saying Demko averages 6 to 8 in injury 6 to 8 games in the last few years. That's his average. Duolingo, is your partner giving up on the Canucks or just busy tonight? I wish he was watching to see this. You're hilarious. I think he's just busy tonight, and I just chose to jump onto the stream. Whenever I have time, I just want to jump on and talk on YouTube and talk on TikTok. I just wanted to, share my thoughts. And I know that the thoughts that I have, some people, share the same thoughts. So that's why I'm doing this. I want to go on. I want to share my thoughts. I want to see if you agree. I want to see if you disagree. I want to hear your thoughts. That's why I'm doing this. Right? I went out. I had a little bit of a get together, and then listening to the game in the third, and then I came home, quickly looked at the stats, and then went on the live for you guys. And thank you for being here. Okay, keep asking questions, guys. I'm more than happy to answer them. Somebody said here on TikTok, Jobu, give you Gerard for Hughes, let him win the cup in Denver, then join his bros. Oh, that would be crazy. I don't know if Gerard does it, but that would be amazing. Okay, that totally would be. Kempner, good evening. Thank you for helping us and promoting us. I really appreciate you, Kempner. You're super awesome. Okay. I'm doing this solo right now. Jordan's out. I don't think he expected me to do the show, but he also gave me the green light to go on and practice by myself. I kind of want to practice talking my own. I know Jordan always helps me and he leads the show, but I also want to be able to do things on my own. And I want him to be able to do things on his own sometimes. So this is awesome that we're able to, do things solo, right? Jordan is really good with videos by himself and he likes to cut a lot of clips. That's him. I'm more of like the silent guy and I like to do the graphics, right? Things like that. So we feed off each other and he keeps me in check. So really awesome stuff. Okay. Kempner, are you happy with the young players going forward? I'm happy with who we have right now. I wish that the young forwards that we do have, or I wish the young forwards that we have right now would be the ones that would be top 6 potential, doing really well. Like Lekkerimäki, for me, at this very moment, does not move the needle for me. I still believe Lekkerimäki needs to get some more seasoning, and I mean uninterrupted seasoning down to AHL before I think he's ready to show us what he can do consistently. I think Ratu is slowly showing that he can be there. And you got Sasson and Carlson. They're showing their way. But I'm most impressed with Tom Willander right now. I really am. I really believe that he's showing he's got top 4 potential. And he's only going to get better with more games, honestly. Okay. Jaden on TikTok. How did we win that? Crazy. Canucks get outshot. They don't have Elias Pettersson, and their number 1 center was David Kemp, guys. David Kemp, their number 1 center. And we won. Okay. All we needed was PD to not play and Kemp to be the number 1 center for us to win. Okay. And we won with David Kemp as our number 1 center, playing almost 18 minutes, no points, but he played some important minutes for us. Okay. Who's Big Fat Frog on TikTok? Are you a teacher? I'm assuming that you know me. Welcome to the show. Are the Canucks still moving Sherwood, and is his value dropping? Yeah, that's a concern right now. And Sherwood, obviously, because his name's out there, I think his goal scoring has stopped. I don't think this guy's effort has dropped, and I don't think his hits are going down. But he is putting in the work. And I don't know about you guys, but I heard a rumor that the Canucks offered Sherwood for Tippett in Philadelphia. And honestly, if I'm Philadelphia, I say no to that too. But if you're offering Sherwood and a little bit more, maybe we can get Tippett. I don't mind Tippett as a player. That would be cool. Totally don't mind. It's awesome. Someone on TikTok says, keep the young guys. We have an amazing future. Willander, Lekamaki, Coots, Ratu, Sasson. Keep everyone. I want to keep everyone. And I think this management group wants to keep everyone. I mean, if there's one thing I need to give credit to management, is that they were unwilling to trade the young guys. They were unwilling to. Okay. There was a rumor that the Canucks had Marco Rossi in the bag. They had him in the bag. And the offer was first round pick, which would have been Coots, okay, Ratu, and Archer Seelovs. That was the rumor. Okay. And after seeing, the future of Coots, I'm glad we didn't make that decision. And seeing how Ratu's playing now, I'm glad we didn't make that decision. Yeah, because we need more size in our team, and Rossi's definitely not that. But he's got a lot of skill. I mean, some people could disagree, but I like that we did not make that trade. Okay? Really am. Okay. Some people saying changing coaches won't resolve this. Sounds like the board is getting hired. Is Laviolette still available? He won a cup with Rutherford in Carolina, I think. Yeah, I don't know if Laviolette will come here. Yeah, I doubt it. But honestly, though, Jason, I'm asking you this. Okay, honest question. If we get this, are you expecting a Bruce There It Is type of resurgence and be better than Bruce There It Is to make the playoffs? Because Bruce There It Is went on an incredible run and we still missed the playoffs. The Canucks are kind of in that spot with a worse lineup. Okay, just based off of the injuries. I still think this team's defense is better than what Benning was fired for. But yeah, this is what I see right now. Okay. People are saying that Ratu is proving he's a solid 2C. What are your thoughts? Has he done enough in your mind to be a 2C going forward? I think that Ratu has the potential to be a lower end 2C, and I think he caps out as a really good 3C. I just don't think that he's got enough of like the natural one-on-one skill. It's not going to wow you with the dangling, all that stuff, but he's got a nice shot and he knows where to be. Okay, I kind of think of him like a Suter. I think he can do that. I think Ratu can do that. That's what I think. Do I think he can spot in? Absolutely. I think he's like a Suter. I think he can spot in. I think he can be jack of all trades type of player, right? If he can increase his foot speed even more, then this guy's, can definitely be solid 2C. But right now, filling in for injuries, I think he's our guy, honestly. I really do. We got nobody else. Like, this guy's got, like, the highest ceiling right now out of the four centers that we can ice. So, yeah. Thank you for the question, Kevin. That's a great question. Let's keep going here. Ratu likely isn't a true 2C, but there's no point overpaying for a 2C. I was saying weeks ago when Buffalo was struggling, it would have been nice if Tage Thompson was for a trade. Absolutely. Ratu isn't likely to be that 2C at this moment, but let's not overpay, guys. Like, let's just throw a hypothetical out there. Let's just say the Canucks traded Garland and a little bit to get that center from Boston. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank here. I can't think, but that's a 2C. Does that bring the Canucks to the playoffs? Does that give us 5, 6, 7 game winning streak? Does that give the Canucks that? No, it doesn't, right? So unless the Canucks are getting a couple impact players this year to try to salvage the season and make a late run for the playoffs, there's no point trading for that 2C, right? Two things here. You haven't replaced JT Miller's replacement. And even when you haven't replaced JT Miller, okay? JT Miller was an elite center, okay? And you haven't gotten that elite winger that you needed. And that's even when we had JT, we needed an elite winger. We were an elite winger away, and we were like a couple defensemen away. But now that you have Tom Willander and you have Marcus Pettersson, not bad, right? I mean, we still need a couple more defensemen to stop our bleeding right now, right? We still do. Okay. What's going on, G? Nice to see you. We'll get on the live pretty soon here. It's likely the case we don't do well enough even with the new coach. Yeah, like for me, like I don't want to get a new coach, and I'm going to tell you why. Again, if we get a new coach, that new coach isn't likely to make us the best team in the NHL over the rest of the season to get us into the playoffs, not at least with this lineup. So this isn't good. I wouldn't, right? Like Adam Foote is doing the best he can. You can argue if he was a good hire or not. Of course, you're welcome to argue that. But if there's tanking done right, and I'm not saying he's tanking, but let's just use the word losing. If there's anything called losing done right, it's how Adam Foote's doing it, guys. Reason why Adam Foote, doing this is okay is because, one, he's not playing trap. Because if you play trap, everyone's point production will be down. That's one. Okay? And if you did play trap, everyone's point production would be down. And if you were losing the same amount of games you're losing now, everybody's value would be lower. Okay? I mean, there's just something to be said with points. Because let's just say you get points, but you're a huge minus player. Everyone would be like, okay, yeah, like he still got the points, and on a better team, his minus won't be as bad, right? So there's just something to be said with the hard production, right? So how much rope are the Canucks management being given? Oh my gosh, the rope they're being given is a lot. But I think that Alvin is not doing too well right now. I don't think he's making any decisions. I believe all the trade calls and everything is all through Jim Rutherford right now. So if Jim Rutherford is doing all that, then what is Alvin doing, right? And if this is truly Rutherford's last year, which is the rumor, I think both of them are going to be gone, to be honest. I don't see one staying and the other not. I just don't see it. Casey Middlestat, that's not the guy for me. Like, he's young, but like he's not the guy for me. I'm like, unless we're giving very, very little to get him, like that's another one of those reclamation projects that I do not want. Okay, that I'm not a big fan of. Okay. I'm probably a bigger fan of like Kent Johnson and Cole Sillinger. I might be bigger fans of those guys than Casey Middlestat. I don't know about what you guys think. Jason, you are correct. I was thinking about Pavel Zacha, and you agree he won't be enough to fix our problem. I totally agree. Right? He's not. Adam, what's up? Tank Kenna. Yeah, like I don't know what your definition of tanking is, but I'm gonna give you guys my definition of tanking when I think about the word tanking. My definition of tanking is the coach and the players are trying their best, and it's the management that trades away the team, making them less competitive and loading up with draft picks and prospects. That to me is tanking, where you gut your team and you still try your best. And you still finish at the bottom of the standings. You wave the white flag or the towel, and then you start fresh at the draft, and then build your team, and then go into the season and see where you go. Okay, that's how I feel. Okay, you feel free to disagree. It's all good. A Foote and management, yeah, subpar. Yeah, Adam, it's not that great. It's not. Last time fans wanted us to tank Bedard draft year, they allowed Demko to play down the stretch. This year, fans are calling for a rebuild, and Demko will be back next week, possibly versus Buffalo. I see what you're saying, Kemp. Yeah, like we didn't tank. Yeah, fans wanted us to tank to get Bedard, and we did it. I think they allowed Demko to play down the stretch, and that hurt, right? And then now fans calling rebuild, and Demko will be back. Dude, if Demko keeps, can you imagine? This is such a Canuck thing. Let's just say like Demko comes back and doesn't get hurt, and he starts winning us all these games and gets us away from the picks, but not enough to make the playoffs. Can you imagine? Like, how would you guys feel if that's the case? Demko doesn't get injured, and then he wins us a whole bunch of games and then pushing us away. Like, how would you guys feel? That's good for Demko, but I wouldn't feel very good because we would still end up missing the playoffs. Right? I wouldn't feel great about that. I don't know about you guys. Adam, I hated the win, but loved the young guns having fun. Yeah, like I'm mostly with you here, Adam. Like the young guys having fun, putting up stats and showing hope for the future. That's what I like. I don't hate the win. I don't mind the win. Okay, we're still 31st, right? Nashville can still pass us with another win if you guys are on Team Tank. It's all good, right? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Call Me Snake says, glad we won tonight. Thank you for joining us. I attended, but this doesn't change anything. Look at the goal scored. Okay. Yeah. So you were at the game. You saw a lot of the things. Yeah. Winning this game doesn't change anything. I'm glad that you're happy that we did win. But yeah. Tell me more about the goals that were scored so I can understand more of what you're saying. I swear the Nuts medical staff is an issue. Yeah, Adam, like, I don't know if you saw that Frankie Corrado interview, okay? But Mike Gillis was absolutely ahead of his time. This guy had sleep doctors. This guy had the best medical staff. Okay, Frank Corrado was saying all of this, and we knew all of this back then. Everybody wanted to be a Vancouver Canuck. We were one of the most desirable places to play in and come to as a free agent and for trades. People wanted to come here despite the travel. Okay? Everyone wanted to come here despite the travel. Okay? Because Mike Gillis built a culture. Okay? And Mike Gillis wanted to do an amazing rebuild. And our owner said no. Okay? And fans were chanting fire Gillis because of our record, and then he was the scapegoat. And we find out all these years later that he wanted to do rebuild. He wanted to do a lot of things, and he wasn't allowed to do it. That sucks. Okay, I love Gillis or hate him. The rebuild that he had would have gotten us 4 first-round picks. Okay, we had our first, and we would have gotten 2 for Kessler and 1 for Burrows. That seems solid to me. And then the future years, you could slowly trade off the aging defensemen for first rounders, and you could have got a good team. But hey, like, they're going to do what they're going to do. They never rebuild. They tried to retool, guys. They tried to retool. But their retool is, combined with this current management, this regime, the last 3 regimes, no retooling has worked. I think Ethan Bear and Sven Baertschi are probably their most successful retooling players. Okay? Just saying. Has any anti-tank people watch McKenna top 10 highlights? Yeah, like, this guy's absolutely insane. You can believe in what you want to believe in, but yeah, that's crazy. Adam, top 5 Nucks channel. You guys rock. Thank you very much. Jordan is not here, but I will be sure to pass the message on to Jordan. Thank you for supporting us. You guys give us great feedback, and Jordan helps me a lot. So we are so grateful for all of your support. We do what we can. I plan to stay on here for a long time unless you guys, check out. But I'm going to be on here. I'm going to have an open house at some point. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Me used to have advanced practice. Yes. Wow. Mott. What does that mean? Tyler Mott? Is that what you mean? He was pretty good. More like there are too many games. Too many games in the schedule for injuries? Yeah, possibly, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. How does anyone fire Trevor Linden? Yeah, like this guy even says, this guy's the heart and soul, and this guy says we need a 4-year rebuild. We need to rebuild like Winnipeg did. That's literally what he said to Aquilini. And Aquilini said no, writing was on the wall, and they both agreed that they split in the nicest way possible. But Linden, being the class act that he is, kept his mouth shut, didn't trash the organization, said something to his buddies, and then from there, it just leaked out a few things about what happened, right? It's too bad, honestly. Like, Linden was a, rookie president, and I know he hired a rookie coach, okay, and hired a rookie general manager. I know he did all that, but Linden did his homework, and he did a lot of good things, okay? Exactly. More injuries, condensed schedule, people get hurt and stuff like that. And let's keep going here. I think one of the first for Kessler or Burrows likely would have landed Pasternak. So sad that we didn't do it. Yeah. I think Kessler, I think that year, when we had a trade in line, the 2 first rounders we would have got for Kessler would have been in the same year. And then Burrows would have been from Philadelphia and would have been in the same year. 4 first-round picks. And the Canucks wanted Pasternak, I'm pretty sure. I believe they wanted Pasternak. And who was the other guy that they wanted? I know this is a moot point, but I think they wanted Dylan Larkin as well. So think about that team, guys. Just think about that team for a second. That's like insane. Yes. Kempner, yes. How long have you been live tonight for your post-game show? We're at 57 minutes and going strong. Yeah. Look at this. Getting a lot of love, Kemp. That's awesome. Trevor Linden is a Nucks legend. He definitely is. Respect the guy a lot. Yeah. This guy played on like crutches, man. This guy will do anything. Okay. That poster of him being all tired after game 7. I know we lost, but like that's forever iconic. Okay. Totally iconic. Okay. I'm going to post here and feel free to join me for an open house. We're about an hour in. Let's hear your comments. See if I've done this right. Feel free to click the link and then let's see if you guys can click it and join. Anyone, if you want to hop on, come on. We'll have a chat, ask you some questions. You guys tell me what's up. Okay? Invitation's there. Jason, not sure if anyone is still on jersey hoodie hunt, but Winners at Lansdowne still has a black skate. Oh, awesome. Jason, by the way, guys, I know not many people are a fan of this jersey, but I'm absolutely in love with the Sprite jersey, and they don't have them anymore. Does anybody have or know anyone that sells those Sprite jerseys? I really love the Sprite, and I would love to get a Canuck jersey with the Sprite style. That would be amazing. Retrotown Winners has some hoodies. Oh yeah, definitely we'll look into some. Sub and like, or I'll find where you live and date your sister. Oh my gosh, Adam, you're hilarious. Okay, those of you on TikTok, you guys can also join on YouTube if you like, so we can have some discussion. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know if anyone wants to hop on. I know G wanted to hop on earlier. We'll see what he's doing. I think G's probably on Tyler's stream. I know Tyler's going at the same time. That's also cool. You guys are welcome to hop between both shows. I just wanted to do something tonight, last minute here. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone, feel free to join me. I've gone through all the comments. If not, I'm just gonna, show some other stuff that I can on here. But yeah, you guys tell me. What else do we need to do? What else can we do to improve our team? Like I love Tom Wallander right now. He's awesome. Ratu and Talopilo, like these are my guys right now. Like I love these guys so much. Like these guys are the future. do not dare to trade any of these guys, right? And give Lekremaki more time to marinate down in the minors. Like, we need him to take that deadly shot. Okay, we need him to do that. Okay. Hey all, Rev Trev, good to see you here. Hey, thank you for being here. CMAP81. If you want custom jerseys, Hockey Authentic has a website. Jerseys are expensive these days. I want to get a Naslund Orca and a Millionaires jersey. No clues where they are sold. I'll definitely look into that. We shall see if that is even an option. Rev Trev has entered the studio. Let's go. Oh, Rev Trev, what's going on?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Yeah, thank you for being on here and and supporting our channel. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Rocking
you guys
nice.
pump out awesome content, of course.
Thank you. What did you watch the game?
No, that's why I didn't do a post-game show. I went to a Christmas party.
Oh,
woohoo!
So that is amazing. Look at that.
Yeah. So
look, I would have thought that, at a party you might have been able to sneak on the game a little, right? But
no, there was no TV on the whole time. We had phenomenal food. We were playing different fun games. It was an awesome night, and I'm like, I just listened to the post-game show on the radio as I drove home. I drove an hour and a half home from the get-together. So yeah. So I've just been watching highlights, listening to a lot. Thought the post-game show was really interesting on the drive home because I think the biggest news is the Hughes news, but they just wanted to talk about the game. They wanted to talk about Verlander. They want to talk about DPD. It was all that kind of conversation. So I was quite surprised about that. So
that's super awesome. Like I said, I also didn't watch the game. I listened to the third, and then I got home, and then I just getting ready to do this, right? But yeah, no, Kev, where are you at? Where are you at here when it comes to the Canucks and the standings and things like that? And do you think we should get a new coach?
I don't think we should have hired Foote in the first place, but what's the former Dallas coach, DeBoer?
I think it is
DeBoer. Yeah, I like that guy. I wish we would have gotten him. I think we should have went with Manny Malhotra. But in saying that, listen, it's the easiest thing to say fire the coach. It's not our money. It's not our money. Listen, our owner has paid ridiculous amounts of money for coaches that have been fired. And so you might say, oh, it's only a 1.5 million or whatever. It's like, you know what? I mean, I don't think the coach is necessarily, quote unquote, the problem. I think injuries, again, 2 years in a row is the real problem here. I also think we've been mismanaged. The idea that Hedl was going to be the answer as our second line center with all his injury problems, I think that was a major, terrible, walking into the season. But what do, right? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's crazy because it felt like the Canucks, because they couldn't get a 2C, they had to gamble, and they lost the gamble very, very badly.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And in all honesty, the Brock Besser signing wasn't plan A. Right? So there's a lot of things that happened this summer. I think they tried to get Rossi from Minnesota. That failed. The extension, the UFAs, all extended with their own teams or went somewhere else or went for way more money than they wanted to. So I think there was a lot of effort. They just couldn't pull it off, and they didn't want to trade the young guys to do it. And they could have pulled off some of those deals for the young guys, but I liked how they kind of stuck to their guns. The problem is they got hosed with the potential that Hedl was going to be, risky. But Hedl actually came out of training camp really healthy, and I did like that. I liked what I saw. The first few games, he looked really good. and I get it, but it's the whole like we're gonna risk it and gamble it, like you said. But then we also did the same thing with Demko. You know, everyone loves Demko when he's healthy. Everyone.
Oh, top 5 goalie, easy.
Exactly. But the thing is like he's been, and we're gonna use the term injury prone is a fact. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Like that's just what it is. So I'm struggling with the fact that they gambled twice on big positions.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Demko's healthy and can play. But like 8.5 million times 3, that doesn't even kick in this year.
No.
It's next year. It's so I'm not sure what the plan is there. Like, how do you not know that he's not healthy? If he's not struggling, why would you offer him 8.5 million? You must have thought he was healthy, or it's like, I don't know what else to do. You can't let him go. We're going to let him go, and then all of a sudden he's going to play great somewhere else. It's whether he can play for you, period. If he can be on the ice. So I don't know. So that's why, like that was a super long answer to say.
No, that's amazing.
I don't think it's the coach's problem, and I don't think the coach is getting fired. Like they know that they're bringing on a coach that does not have NHL head coaching experience. Just sit there and say, we're going to hire you on for, what do they do, 2 years? What?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. And within the first 3 months, we're going to fire you. So you're going to make that whole $3 million in a couple months. That's just bad business. So you knew you were going to give this young coach an opportunity, or this inexperienced coach the opportunity, and it's like, we're going to fire him now. I just don't see it happening.
No, all very good points, Kemp. I'm just going to say 2 things here about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if the Canucks fire Adam Foote this year, we're going to have 5 coaches in 5 years.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
Holy snap, man.
Think about how much money they spent.
Oh, man.
Like they were paying guys who got fired for how many years?
Oh my gosh.
And like, how do you afford to do that? I mean, I can barely afford groceries and gas right now. Never mind, like, oh, I'm going to pay someone else's salary for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's insane. And thing that they also gambled on that I thinking. I mean, hindsight's easy to say, but they literally gambled Kane would be better than Suter. Suter could be helping us a lot more like he did down the stretch. I'm not saying we'll be in a playoff spot right now, but we'd be a lot closer, I feel.
100%. 100%. But that was not the case, though, Whitten. You know this. The reason they went for Kane over Suter is because they needed the $5 million to give to Hughes. If you went and signed Suter, you would have gave him a multi-year deal for that amount of money, and then you didn't have it to sign Hughes. Yes. The plan was to sign Hughes. So, yes, I agree with you. Suter was a better choice than Kane, but that's not what the plan was.
The plan was just to get someone for the year and then clear the cap, right? But
that's my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, instead, look what happened. They made Brock Plan C because they couldn't find anybody else. And then they got him back. But that's just crazy business to me, man.
Well, in my opinion, they went and got Ehlers. They wanted to get Ehlers, but he didn't want to come to Vancouver.
Yes.
But I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that. That's my educated guess.
Yes.
You know, but Brock is fine, but he played great with JT Miller. He had about a year really good with Pettersson, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe half a year. It was Kuzmenko was it a Kuzmenko, Pettersson, and Besser? Was that the line?
Or was it Mikheyev?
No, I think that was before. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, because I know that after Kuzmenko left, Besser just didn't play well with Pettersson, and then they put him with JT Miller. So I'm like, I can't. It's so long ago since Kuzmenko's played for us. I can't even remember who played on that line.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, he had someone on the wing, and then it didn't work out because Miller was at first, supposed to play with Bo Horvat, and that's where he did start. And then eventually he moved up, right? Because some things just didn't work. I remember. And then that's when the lotto line formed.
The lotto line was unbelievable. But here, that's the scary thing, because we're all like, the lotto line. Well, it was JT Miller that really drove that line, and Pettersson and Besser looked fantastic. They do not drive the line, right? So now we're saying, okay, Pettersson, you need to drive the line. He can't. So they put Garland, who drives the line. He's the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besser and him do not look good together without another driver on that line. Okay. And so I'm sitting there going, okay, so what's the plan? Like, for example, nobody's talking about Pettersson didn't play tonight and we won 4-2. And I'm not saying we're better without him, but that's a big deal that we won without our number one C. Yeah. How in the world did we do that?
The Canucks defy logic. I was like, Camp is our number one center in that game, playing 18 minutes, and we won. Okay, no disrespect to Camp when I say that, but he was brought in to be like a fourth line guy, and then he was second line guy due to depth, and then he was our first. Just by minutes, he played the most as a center, right? But that's just insane how our depth has become this.
We won. We won with a fourth line center as our number one center.
That's insane, Camp. That's like, what can you say? And I had that crazy stat, remember, Camp? I just said, like, the Canucks have this, winning record when they get outshot and killed on the shot clock. Like, oh man,
it doesn't make sense.
None of this makes sense. The Canucks are like 9-7-1 when they've gotten outshot. Like, I don't know how that makes any sense.
What is it? 9 what?
I think it's like 9-7-1. I got to redo it, but I haven't done it for like 3 games. But they're like 9-7-1. I was being outshot, and then they're like 2-8-1 when they outshoot their opponents.
Okay, so this leads us to another massive conversation. Because if you think about, everyone criticized Tocchet last year for being a defensive coach, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we did not generate enough shots, right?
Yeah.
But our defensive, like, we allow so many goals this year. It's crazy.
Yes.
Part of it is our PK sucks.
Yeah.
But why did Tocchet walk? Did he know that Hughes wanted out? Did he know that was writing on the wall? Did he know? Like, what did he know? Like everyone's like, oh, he wanted to coach in Philly. Why? Philly was garbage. Philly was terrible. And you have Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson and Demko, and you're like, I'm good? This is mind-blowing that our coach walks out of the room. And he got offered big bucks. Like, it's not like it was, chump change here. This is not Adam Foote, 1.5 million. I think, what was it, 4+ million?
Yes.
And so why that? I think I'm sitting there going, I don't think I thought about that enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about it too, why he didn't want to come back. And I just thought, one, I think he was done with the drama he had to deal with all year. You even remember, he was the one answering like all those questions for a long time, right? I think he kind of got sick of it, right? And two, I think Hughes told him that I can't guarantee you that I'm staying. I think that had to be the case. He didn't say I'm not coming back, maybe, but I think he said I can't guarantee you I'm going to stay. So, like, why would Foote re-sign for 5 years if you know Quinn Hughes is going to leave in 2?
Because that's the part right there. Because if that is the key, okay,
mm-hmm.
and it's not about the money anymore. I'm going to get paid in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get paid in Philly. So I'm either going to restart with Philly or I'm restarting with Vancouver, and this fan base is not going to handle this well. You know what I mean? So it's like it comes down to nothing about finances at that stage. It's about who's got the best chance to rebuild this team and to go. And if Quinn Hughes is not there, I mean, you might as well just go, hey, fresh start, enjoy. I don't know. To me, it's that was really telling. And I'm like, I kind of just tried to like pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah. And then it's like, gosh. Yeah, just man.
But nobody saw us being last place. Nobody. Not us. And no one predicted that. I seen one guy came into my chat last night and he said, I predicted we'd be bottom 7. Okay, it was fine. Bottom 7, fine.
Yeah.
Last? No.
Last place? No. I didn't even think with all the injuries would we even touch last. I did not think so. But here we are. And
but us fans, like, there's just way too much like overreaction theater. Like, I get it, we're last, like we're the worst right now.
Yes.
I do not think we're going to end the year as the last place team. I mean, if we're going to tank, then just tank. But I don't think this management's tanking.
No,
they're not, in my opinion. No. But they might not have a choice. We just might not be good enough. And like, we're not winning a ton of games with Kemp as our number one center. No. Like, I'm just tonight's great,
Yes.
but
yeah. Well, if you had a choice, and let's just say we do ship out our unrestricted free agents like the Sherwoods and all those other guys, right? Would you trade them for as many picks as possible and prospects that are in juniors? Or would you trade them for players like Tippett, and Johnson, Sillinger? Would you trade them for those guys that are on the roster now? Which type of trades would you make?
That's a good question. I guess it depends on. Okay, so I think they were loud and clear they don't want picks. So it's prospects, but like you're saying, what kind of prospect are we talking about? Are we talking, AHL guys? Are we talking NCAA guys? Are we talking a draft pick that's, going to be, playing in the W or the CHL somewhere for another year or two? Like, It sounds like that's why they went for Owen Tippett. They're like, listen, this guy's younger.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already scored 40, 50 points. Yeah. And we like his size and he could be a good fit. I get why Philly said no. In fact, I think for where Philly's at, it makes a sense that they said no. But when it comes to this, I don't mind the picks. The problem with the picks is this. It's a 3-year process after they get drafted. So if you get a top 5 pick, you could have a guy playing next year.
Correct.
If you get anybody else, look at Coots. Okay.
Yeah.
Coots isn't ready. He played a few games. He's not ready. The Twins took 3 years, right? They were number 2 and number 3. Like, not everyone goes and plays right away. It's not the Bedards and Celebrinis and the McDavids and, you know what I mean? They're kind of like the freaks of nature. You know what I mean? These guys are super skilled and they take time to develop. So let's just say best case scenario. Okay. 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Then it takes at least a year or two to get used to the NHL. So now we're talking 5 years. And this is why I keep telling people, you just throw around the big R word of rebuild and it means something long-term. It's a 6 to 12-year process. And everyone's like, look at this team. They did it earlier. It's like, look at Montreal. It's like, okay, let's look at Montreal. They're horrible this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because they have young players that they're depending on. And I'm not saying they're a bad team or whatever, but like, they were great last year. Then they're not good right now. They cannot get goaltending down. Can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. So I just feel like there's just so much to that question. And that's a great question, When I think they're leaning prospects and players now, younger players now.
Yeah. Because the reason why I thought about picks is like, one, like it would be nice to draft multiple times in the first round if we do get those picks. But something this management group has done over and over is like they like to flip their first. But what if we got 2 first and you'd use the 2 first for a 1C, let's just say, a part of something? Would you entertain something like that? Let's just say we have 4 first-round picks. Would you trade 2 of them to get a 1C?
It all depends who that is. If it's Zaka, no.
No,
well, that's what we're talking about, right? Like, it's
yeah.
like who's okay. First of all, who's a 2 seed that's younger that has potential? Are you going to give Minnesota two ones for Rossi? I'm not.
No, he
I'm
doesn't
not.
move.
I mean, that's
Not the
what we're
guy.
talking about, right? Like, that's who
Yeah,
they were targeting. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know. Like, McTavish is not going anywhere. He's staying on
yeah,
Anaheim. Like,
yeah,
who is even available? You could give up 2 first-round picks for that would come in and have an impact like that.
yeah. It's tough. That's why it's probably like you said. It's like those prospects and potentially a young player that's already playing, right? Like those are the two. But just please, no more reclamation projects. Just these guys got to be more proven. We've gotten too many of these guys over the years with multiple management groups that can't pull it off.
But
So,
that's all they can afford, right? If you're not going to give up Leckermacky, you're not going to give up Verlander, you're not going to give up DPD, you're not giving up Mancini. It's Kempf, Reichel. It's those kind of guys that are coming in for 4th-round picks. That's what it is. If you're going to give up those guys, then you can see it. Like, you're not getting a second-round center for Kiefer Sherwood,
no.
but you might get one for Garland.
Yes. You might. So that's why it's all very important. And right now, the asking price for Sherwood's pretty high. They're trying to get a first and a prospect, but even a first or even Sherwood himself is not enough to get Tippett, right? Not enough. And if I were Philly, I wouldn't do it. That's no way, right? So
And like Jordan's in the comments, right? And he's saying that's fine. We are fine to wait 6 to 10 years. I don't think we are. This fan base, like, think about how we switched, right?
Yeah.
We've been waiting pretty much 10 years already. Not really. Like, in theory, you can say that because it just hasn't gone well. But we're talking about bottom of the barrel for that. Think about how cheap you can get Canucks tickets right now. Okay. Season ticket holders have spent a lot of money to pay for those games. And all of a sudden, like, it's easy for us who don't have season tickets to say this, right? Like, are you willing to spend season ticket money for the next 10 years to say that we're going to now be a contender? I'm not. I'm just going to go the odd game. Right?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, in theory, just because we've sucked for so long, it doesn't mean we were actually at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
right.
2 years ago, we were trying to build on that, and it was one of the best times being a Canucks fan in the playoffs, and we were like this close to making the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
It's like, so yes, we've had a lot of terrible years lately and the whole thing, and we should have rebuilt when we had Trevor Linden. We should have done it, but we didn't. Yes. That's when we should have rebuilt this team.
Yeah, like I just think that the combination of not making playoffs in multiple years, like just take Dallas as an example, right? Like how many conference finals have they been to, right? Like I would even just want a team to make it that far to even have a chance to advance. But the fact that like all the playoff years that we've made, it's not even 2 in a row. And when we can't build teams that can withstand injuries like the Colorados and the Floridas, like that's what hurts. You don't have the depth to survive all of that, and you had to make all the bets. And mind you, that the year that we made the playoffs, all the bets they made ended up being really good bets. But for some reason, all these other bets we made have sunk us pretty bad, like the ones lately. You know what I mean? Like they did a good job, like getting out of a lot of the Benning strap contracts. But then these last 2 years, kind of, it's a little bit, yeah.
So 2 years ago, you saw them go all in, right? They made the deal for Zadorov. They made the deal for Lindholm.
Yes.
And did we add someone else? No, we had added Sherwood in the summer. Okay.
Yeah.
So they had made their moves and said, we believe in this team. We're going to give them the best shot with this core, and we're going to see what we can do. JT Miller was there, Besser, Garland, Pedersen, all that, right? And that was like, wow, that was cool. But we had to give out some assets to do that. I don't think we gave up a lot to get Zadorov, and I do think it was really unfortunate we weren't able to sign either one of those guys. But they're like, we only can afford this amount. I still think we should have treated Zadorov a little bit better. But Lindholm, I was okay to let him walk for $7.75 million. Times whatever, how many years. Like I don't think that contract's gonna be great for him. It's too long. But then we went and just paid Besser the same amount, so whatever,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's keep going here. Sorry. Yeah, we're doing amazing. We just keep going like this. So many comments here. You know what I missed here? Okay, where did it go? Russell's in the house.
Hey, good to see you, Russ.
What's up? And then he made an awesome joke. Who knew Petey was the problem? That's awesome. He's
not me.
Love it. Had to go there. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. Is that playing? Oh, Trev, you got to show it again. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. That is an amazing one. I got to customize and get something like that. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I need something like that. My gosh. You might be starting a trend here. See it here first. Look at that.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, isn't it? It's nice colors and everything.
I love it.
Like really well done. The only problem is it's not an ugly Christmas sweater. It's just a beautiful one.
It's a beautiful one. Oh, keep that for a while. That's an amazing one. Let's see here. Let's go. You want to answer some questions, Cameron?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
I was only going to pop out for 5 minutes, but I just can't stop talking about this team with you. You're so. I love hanging out with you.
Thank you so much.
You and Jordan are awesome.
That was awesome. Awesome having you. What's next? The practice facility? What do you think? Oh man, wouldn't that be something? Or that we need one. We're close. Oh, so we hear, but I don't know. Okay, Adam's got jokes for days. Trade Kane for a $9.99 Big Mac meal.
Well,
Man.
I mean, he's not wrong. If you could move Kane and move that salary out, that does free up stuff. I know what he's saying is he's just really frustrated with him, but I don't understand why Canucks fans are this frustrated. This is he's playing the same he's always played.
Mm.
He's a big body who has some offensive upside, who takes bad penalties consistently. And we're like, oh my gosh, he's taking a bad penalty. I'm like, we liked it when he did that for Edmonton against us. We loved it. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't have personally brought him to Vancouver, but I thought, oh, maybe hometown boy, maybe, well, you never know. And he's fighting for a contract. Like, he's going to get traded at the deadline or before the deadline. He's going to a team that's going to be in the playoffs, and he's going to kick butt, and he's going to make some good money next year. I'm telling you that right now. He's just not going to do that for us.
Well, I agree with that because in the regular season, like right now, he's going to be at the same points rate he is right now. This is what he is. Had a slower start at the beginning, but he's around his, point every other game type of pace. But people are paying him for the playoffs, not for the regular season. Regular season or playoffs is a different animal, and he's one of the animals in the playoffs.
I agree,
right? He's one of them. Oh, remember these vibes? I remember. Do you remember when Kuzmenko and Mikheyev, that line was killing it for a while? Do you remember?
But who's the center there? There's not a center there.
Well, I think when we had Kuzmenko, Mikheyev, and Pettersson, when that line was good. I think that's what they're saying.
Okay. So you were right then. It was Kuzmenko, Pettersson, and Mikheyev. Podkolzin was never good for us though. So I don't understand. I get that we have the buyer's or the seller's remorse. Like he's playing, but would he have ever panned out? He was supposed to be great. Like he was a top 10 pick.
Yes.
And people said if he wasn't going to the KHL, he would have went higher. And so we were all excited to get him. And he just did. He's just not a top 6 forward.
He went from third ranked to 10th ranked or third ranked into outside the top 10, and then we got him there. But man, Boldy was right there. That was my guy.
I would have been more excited to have kept Trampkin. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, dude, that guy was awesome, hitting everything in sight. Loved it. Oh, there was one right here. What do you think of this guy tonight?
Love him. Love it.
You love this guy, eh?
So part of it is this. Everyone wants to talk about how angry they are that we got rid of Shelovs.
Mm-hmm.
We had a goalie problem. And part of that goalie problem was Tolopilo. They were like, I get that Shelovs outplayed him last year in the Calder Cup. Like, I get it. But Tolopilo is the prototypical size and height that they're looking for. Shelovs is not that.
Yeah.
So you look at tonight's game, you don't win that game without Tolopilo. Right?
We were supposed to be down 4-1, 5-1 in the first. This guy kept it 1-0 or something. This guy was.
Roy's not wrong here, man. That was okay. So you don't have Pettersson. You don't have Pettersson, right?
Oh man.
You have no good centers.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you win the game with your. Listen, let's be honest. He is our fourth string goalie, right?
Yeah.
Patera is the guy who is supposed to be the third, plays one game for us and is terrible. And they're like, okay, we got to get Tolopilo in. So we're winning a game. This is even crazier than Shelov's winning games.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, and this is not a knock on Demko, but would you agree even a healthy Demko would be hard pressed to win this game tonight for the Canucks to steal one? It would have been hard with this type of.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have said there's no Pettersson, there's no Hedl, there's no Bluger.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go in and we have Demko. It's like, okay, well maybe he can steal it for us, but we're not gonna score. We're not gonna score 4 goals. I would say we're gonna score 1. Maybe we can do 2.
Maybe try to eke out a 2-1 win or something, right? And Tolopilo stands on his head, and we win 4-2. I just don't know how this
blowing, isn't it?
Sense. I don't know how this makes any sense.
Like the goalie development here is phenomenal.
The goalie, what do you call it? It's like a goalie green yard, right? It used to be a goalie graveyard.
But what is the other piece to this? Why is Lankinen so bad?
Man, that's crazy. We thought we gave him that type of money for the stability, right? And then he's been hot and cold. It's not been consistent.
Totally.
Do you think if Tolopilo has another bit of a run here, do you think Lankinen's up for grabs?
Dude, I think everything's up for grabs right now. Like, in all honesty, if a team's like they get a major injury to a player, they might be like, "What about Lankinen?" And you're like, "See ya." And not that I don't think Lankinen's a bad goalie. Don't get me wrong. I actually think defensively we're not great this season, and I also think the PK is killing us.
Yeah.
So once we get Forbert back, Bluger back.
Yeah.
But I mean, are those guys ever coming back? If Forbert has a major injury, doesn't he?
I think so. Like him, and then Bluger keeps getting hurt, and then what the heck? When are these guys playing? But Hoglander's coming back very soon. And I don't know how his ankle's holding up, but I would love to see what we saw at the end of last year. Hoglander, Pettersson, Besser. That was a flying line near the end of last year. It was. I think PD was at 10 points in 7 games on that line. And Hoglander was actually scoring and getting points down the stretch. And Besser too. So,
but you know who I like on that line with Pettersson? Carlson.
Oh, dude, did he always have it, or do you think it was a confidence issue? Because I see this guy's got some silky mitts lately. Have you seen it last week?
I think there's 2 things that happened.
Yes.
Because when he played with us before, they didn't give him the minutes. So he was trying to find his way. But so number 1 is the Calder Cup run that season was developing him. And number 2 is this offseason, he worked on his skating and he wasn't as slow. Those 2 things have projected him there. And I think if you could get, what if you did Höglander, Pettersson, Carlson, and just see what they can do.
They had that line before, but Carlson wasn't ready. But I would love to see it again. They had that all Swedish line before.
But the problem is now you're putting the $7.25 million right winger on the second line and the $6 million right winger Garland on the right or on the third line, or Foote has been putting Besser and Garland on the same line, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because now you're playing a right winger on a left wing, and it's just not. It's like what's going on here? So now DeBrusk, you're moving DeBrusk to the third line.
Yeah, all your money spread out, man. It's like they're just trying to balance the cap on every line.
Doesn't make sense, man. This whole team doesn't make sense. I can't even put the lines together properly.
That's it. I can't even predict what the next lines are based off of how they're doing things.
And we're so desperate. It's like, well, whoever looks good together, we're going to play. We don't care anymore.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter.
Can you imagine? Because doesn't DeBrusk make like $5 million? It's like, that's your third line winger. And everyone's like so mad because Joshua's making $3 million.
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely insane how this is going down. Here, let me pull up this comment. I'm sick of building a team to possibly make the playoffs rather than building a team that could actually compete for the cup. I don't want the playoffs. I want a cup. What are your thoughts on this?
It's a very valid statement. It's just really hard to do. Okay, so so what does this mean? What does this mean? Tear it all down because just because you tear it down doesn't mean you're gonna build it properly. You still have to fluke out. Like getting Pettersson and Hughes was massive for this organization, right? So, like, who else could you drafted in those moments? But Hughes was like, so you got to draft well. You got to go and get those prospects that hit. Even the trade for JT Miller, you traded a first round pick and he panned out, right? So things have to go your way. So it's easy to say, I want a contender. Dude, we all want CMAP. You and I talk lots. Okay. We all want to be contenders, but this is what I was saying about this year is we missed the playoffs last year. If we could stay healthy, that we could be a wild card team. And I know what he's saying is like, I don't want a wild card team, but if you could have had a wild card team this year, you could try to build a contender for next year. It's not going to be a 1 to 2 year. Like right there, you could have had it if they were healthy. I think we would be in a better spot. But contender is like, that's a different level. That's Colorado. That's Dallas. That's Washington. That's all the big boys, right? I mean, Florida, Edmonton. That's what you're talking about. Those guys took years to build what they built. So. And I don't think they even took that long. Their rebuilds weren't, well, the Oilers one was pretty long. And they had to fluke out and get a whole bunch of first overall picks. And then they didn't, not all of them panned out.
You remember that? Like, I was going to mention the Oilers, but you brought it up. Like, I remember the Oilers for the longest time kept getting first round picks and and it didn't really help them. Like, they just couldn't even make the playoffs for their lives. And I remember they finally figured out that they needed to get veterans on the team. So they started getting veterans, but you also have to get good veteran players too, not just old guys with experience, right? So, and then I think they started to turn around when they drafted generational talent, McDavid, right? And then slowly it started to all come together, right? But like even then, that took a long time for them. So you have to get lucky too, because like they drafted Nail Yakupov, and that also set them back, right? Like that's like a first overall or whatever, right? So,
yeah, and if you think about it, just bad draft years, right? Nugent Hopkins was good. So obviously McDavid, but who else did they grab there?
Did they have Taylor Hall?
Yeah, Taylor Hall. That was a good one.
And Eberle.
Yeah. Eberle was a fail in my opinion, but I mean, he was okay. He wasn't like number one guy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's so hard. Like, this is what I'm saying is like, everyone's like rebuild, tear it down. It's like, then you got to draft really well. then you got to be able to develop those guys really well.
Right.
And
you need a few trades to hit.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because everyone's trying to win.
Yeah. You have to be the top best 16 teams to make it in the playoffs, right? Like there's 32 teams in the league. You got to be in that top 16 to make it, and then you got to be like at least in the top 8 to be that contender that you're talking about to stay there, right? So, and those aren't built overnight. So, there's somebody here. I see a Garland trade going the same as the JT trade. No way they can get an equal or better return.
You know what? I think you could get really decent value. Like you probably could get some kind of it depends. See, JT Miller was a third line center in Tampa.
Yeah, third line 40 points, right?
Yeah. So you can get a third line guy who's stuck it would be like a Lindell from Florida. They wouldn't do it because they're winning cups, but you can find someone like that who is stuck in there and he should be playing top 2 minutes. He's behind Barkov and Bennett.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now with Barkov out, he's playing top 6 minutes. But Lindell is a guy you could probably trade a Garland for on some of those teams. I mean, it's Tampa or Toronto or someone and grab someone. By the way, that's the other thing is Toronto fans were saying, what if we traded Matthew Knies for Quinn Hughes and like not just straight up, but something along those lines. And like there was so much interest, but the fan bases were both like freaking out. I'm like, man, Matthew Knies is not a second line center, but man, he's good.
He's good. Yeah.
And I never want to trade Quinn Hughes. Like I get that it looks like the writing's on the wall. I just wouldn't trade Quinn for nothing.
No chance. That's why I'm like, he's got to get you at least 4 premium pieces. I don't care what anyone says. We can't get ripped off if we're going to, right? But we have to have the option to throw him all that money first. That's what I want to see. Yeah. And I thought I heard him say he didn't want to talk contract until the summer.
We can't.
No, I mean, he doesn't want to talk about his future. I thought that was out there on X. Didn't want to talk about his future until the summer. So that was supposed to cool off trade talks.
Yeah, he's trying to take the pressure off. So he can't do anything until July 1st, basically.
Yes.
Like, so why have why be the distraction? Why be like, I think that's where it's like, Quinn, I respect that. Yeah. But okay, think about it though. Okay, so you're not allowed to tamper with anyone, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot tell me that they're not having FaceTimes with his brothers and they're talking about this. Like to prove that?
Yeah.
That you're not going to be able to prove it. Mom and dad, we're going home for Christmas, American Thanksgiving. Oh. We're not talking about that around the table. We're not doing a FaceTime and going, okay, Quinn, what's it like? Give me the vibe in Vancouver. Well, the fan base is melting down and the media is talking about a rebuild. And, our president of hockey operations said that I want to play with you guys.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, let's keep this guy. I really don't want to trade him. I really don't.
I know, but I'm with you, man. I'm the only guy that's saying he's staying. Even now, what I heard tonight, I'm like, okay. I feel like it's cracked. The walls are starting to crack in my big fortress of Quinn staying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's keep going here. Oh yeah, good vibes. Look at that. Carlson and Sasson are sick. They are, right? They're
totally. And that's really the ideal situation is keep Sasson as your third line center, Carlson as your right winger, keep the big boys up there. But you know what? They just haven't been producing, especially Besser. It is just like, what if can we just trade Besser? I know and people are going to be so mad when I say that, but like, if everything's on the table, if you're going to trade Quinn Hughes, can we not talk about trading Besser and talk about trading even Elias Pettersson? Like I know it's hard to say, but I'm not saying we should, but I think if you're going to do a total rebuild, you got to have everything on the table. What is the best for the organization? What's going to give us the best foot forward?
Yeah.
I don't think they're team tank. I think the fan base is team tank.
Fan base is definitely voting for that more than the management. Definitely.
But Witten, do you think I think Jordan's team tank. Okay.
Yeah.
But would you say that that's what you are? Like, you think that and more? Well, we'll start with that.
Am I team tank?
We're talking built, blow it up.
No, I'm like, I know my definition of team tank is different from everybody else, but yeah, my definition of team tank is, you got your team from competitiveness. Management trades for first and prospects that are developing, and then you don't do well, but the coaches and players still try their best, and then you go to the draft table and you draft how you draft, and then you go into the season with the team that you have, and then you try to keep making the playoffs, almost like the Florida model. If you remember them, they would just try to sign some free agents in the summer, and then for short-term contracts, bargains, and then if they do well, but then Florida's still out of the playoffs at the time, and then you sell off those guys for assets and you keep cycling. I would do it that way. That would be my rebuild. I'm not strip it all the way down. That's not me. But I do believe in giving up on a season if it's very unlikely that we make the playoffs. It's better to give up early and have a strong draft. But that's my take. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's so complicated. and in all honesty, when I'm sitting here and I'm like, this management group was not hired to rebuild.
No, they were not, and I know that for sure.
They're not. I think that Rutherford quits, literally retires before he rebuilds. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time for a rebuild.
No. He came here to win a cup, like he said. He's not coming here for a rebuild.
I know. So what do you do? Because in all honesty, if we lose Quinn Hughes, what's this team gonna look like?
It's gonna be scary, man. it's gonna be scary.
I just cringe. Keep thinking about it. We're gonna lose all the players I love. That's basically what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then what is it? I'm gonna be sitting here watching Kempf. Oh, okay.
Watching Kempf, Tom.
You know what I mean? It's okay, and I don't mind DeBrusk. I think he's fine. I just I just feel like I didn't sign up for this. The problem is I have no choice. I'm a Canucks fan.
Yeah. I think the Calgary game was what hit me, man.
Oh, dude.
I think once the Calgary game hit, that was when I said, I'm sorry, guys. I'm still going to do the content. I'm still going to cheer for Canuck wins and young players doing well, but I'm no longer going to be as down on losses from this point on. Because I feel like if we are at the bottom, then the management might do something more drastic to get those more ready prospects than the ones that we've been getting, like Reichels and stuff like that, right? You got to give to get, right? And at some point, we're going to have to give to get.
Yeah.
Right? At some point, if we want to get better. Yeah. So, yeah. How you feeling, Cap?
Fine. I need to run because I need to make my own content. I've got a whole bunch of things to talk about on my channel, but so I got to shoot a couple videos before I go to bed tonight. It's only 12:22 a.m. Pacific time.
Only.
Here's Witten just grinding this out, almost 2 hours being on the live stream. Guys, if you're watching this, you got to hit the like and subscribe because Jordan and Witten do awesome content. I'm telling you that right now. These guys are awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. You do great content yourself.
Thanks.
I'm really happy to have you on here, man.
All right. Well, have a good night. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.
See you, man.
See ya. All right. That's Kempner. So thank you, Kempner, for being on. I appreciate if anyone here would give Kemp a like and subscribe and give us a like and subscribe. I would love that. Okay. Doing our best right now. Couldn't get to all the questions, guys. I'm sorry. I'm also a little bit tired here, but we'll go through a little bit more of the comments. Ownership is shit. Nothing's changed in 15 years. Blaming management when Aquilini cries for playoffs is an uneducated take. Whoa, dang, that's some fire right there. You know what? I have never been a fan of ownership. I never have. I blame them more than anyone. Like, you can definitely blame the last few regimes for whatever, but I'm definitely blame the owner more than anybody else. I definitely do. I really don't like the owner. I don't. I hate this 2 playoff game BS. I hate them like just using their leverage to the market so that they can get all the housing properties. I hate how they just using that. Right? That's not cool with me. Okay. I'm just along for the ride. It's always ups and downs, but the journey's the best part. Yeah, like we're Canuck fans no matter what, and we'll complain about whatever we need to complain about. We'll have these therapy sessions, but we are all Canucks, and we're here. Okay, and I know nobody is going to be upset if we draft low. It just means we punt on the season to make the playoffs. Okay, I mean, guys, let's be honest. Like, let's just say we squeaked in. Haven't we seen how Colorado played us? And by the way, like, remember that Colorado game? It bothered me so much when Adam Foote was trying to be positive and he said to the reporters against Colorado, "Hey guys, we were right there." What were you right there for? You were right there on the ice playing with them, but we were not right there in terms of competition, guys. I'm sorry. I know there's a way to be positive, and we've been pretty positive on this show. We are Canucks.Uncensored, but that is not something to be positive about. We got destroyed. We got dominated. Okay? We were winning the game 1-0 for a little bit. That's it. Okay? We have to be honest here. Feel the same way. I love so many players and solely watching them go. Yeah, I agree. Like, you're talking about Kempner feeling the same way. We're going to lose all our guys. DeBrusk is a steal out his contract. He's not the problem. DeBrusk is not the problem. You have to give him a center to play with. DeBrusk is not a play driver. He's not. That's why when you had DeBrusk and Pettersson and Besser all on separate lines, we started to do better. It's because none of them are play drivers, and you need to put them all with play drivers. That's the thing. But they will get new players, and we can love. It's all good. Yeah, we can get some new players. Calgary, touch me, my special place. I'm ready to lose, and they shouldn't have won tonight. Yeah, Jordan, for sure. If you're on Team Tank, then they're no longer last place. Nashville is now last place, but with the win, Nashville can pass us. Calgary won today, and they were 3 points up on us. They would have been 3 points up if the Canucks didn't win. W. Trev, thank you, Trev. As we said, never seen anyone have no chins, but a chins of chins at the same time. Oh my gosh. Canucks.Uncensored, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I might need a new mic. I'm sorry, guys. I decided to do the show last minute. Normally, I'm at the Canucks.Uncensored headquarters, which is Jordan's place. I decided to just do this because I don't have my equipment here. All my equipment's at Jordan, so I just decided to put this on. But I feel like people would appreciate me going on to try to grind out some content for you all. So that's why I'm here. I'll definitely try to get my equipment for next time. Appreciate you. Yeah, Adam, you're hilarious. Colorado is built different. Wow, are they fun to watch? Exactly, Dev Dog, right? Like, you watch the Canucks play Colorado and you can admit how badly we got destroyed. Okay? So, that's just, look at this, man. Like, Colorado was absolutely destroying us, moving around, doing stuff, and I wish we had guys that could do that. Right? I want us to have a core for years that could do that. That's what I want. And I'm pretty sure that's all you guys want. right? You want an exciting core that can do this for a long time, no cheap shortcuts, stuff like that. Like I'm not, yeah, I'm beyond all these projects. Like I was excited about Reichel because of what he showed, but that lasted all 6 games, guys. Reichel's nowhere to be seen. The last time he played was to give Ratu a rest and play 4 minutes. Right? Like I don't want us trading for those guys, man. Like I'm so sick and tired of it. Right? The last few regimes trading for all these guys, it's just terrible. Mike is still better than John Shannon's. Oh man, is it better than Frank Saravelli's? Oh boy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, love the support from all of you here. Amazing. Yes, Colorado is definitely going to keep Makar. Makar is an absolute machine. The only thing that I think of when it comes to Makar is, what if we took Makar and put him on the Canucks, and we put Quinn Hughes and put him in Colorado Avalanche? Would both be doing as well? Would Quinn Hughes be doing better in Colorado? And would Makar do the same or better or worse in Vancouver? I wonder. I don't know. But if you ask me, I still think that Quinn Hughes, when he's when both Makar and Quinn Hughes are at their best, I still think I give the edge to Makar. But when Quinn Hughes is on his game, there are definitely nights that he's on par with Makar. Yeah. If we want to get rid of the owner, and I've said this before and we'll keep saying it, stop going to games. Nothing will change unless the team comes out to an empty arena. Jordan and I have talked about this many times. I don't know if you were there for this. I don't know. But can you imagine this? We get a petition going. People don't go to games. And then, lo and behold, it's hockey night in Canada, and it's an empty arena. That would hurt Aquilini so bad. It would hurt him so bad. And multiple times on that type of stage, it would hurt. Would love that. Makar would elevate the Canucks. He would just be another player. Really? That's a take for sure. Love it. That's a good question. Both players still need good players to dish the puck to. Yeah. Wait. They do, right? And we'll see. That's why I wanted to ask that question. I don't know. Because everyone asks who's better, but then if no one really asks, like, if you switch it up, what would happen? Trading Hughes is the way to go for a better overall team. Well, yes, but I hate that we are put in a position to even do this. That's what I hate. People first, Yukon, I'll get you on in a second. Can you invite yourself now? I'll get you on the show. I hate Aquilini as well. I do. Okay, people first, come on in. Here. And anyone else that wants to come on the show, you can go here. That'll be awesome. You can do that. Switch it up. If anyone wants to come on, you're more than welcome to. Do your thing. If no one's going to come on the next bit, then I am going to call it a night. We're almost at 2 hours. There are 11 of you watching. Really appreciate that. Okay, especially at a retained salary and you trade all the 1-year contracts, you can build an absolute war chest of assets. Yeah. I did a mock thing on here, and Canucks, if they get everything that they can, they could get 11 draft picks altogether for the next draft. That would be cool. I would love to see that. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. This is Whit from Canucks.Uncensored. This is where you can find us for raw, unfiltered, candid, and non-mainstream commentary from your Vancouver Canucks. Thank you. See you next time.